Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Mid Speeds live class. I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody, and we will get started. Start off with some common words. Ready? Month, prose, sign, thing, morning, protest, silk, thought, mother, pull, silver, thunder, motion, punishment, sister, time, mountain, purpose, size, 10, move, push, sky, top, music, quality, sleep, touch, name, question, slip, trade, nation, rain, slope, transport, need, range, smash, trick, news, rate, smell, trouble, night, ray, smile, turn, noise, reaction, smoke, twist, note, reading, sneeze, unit, number, reason, snow, use, observation, record, soap, value, offer, regret, society, verse, oil, relation, sun, vessel, operation, religion, song, view, opinion, representative, sort, voice, order, request, sound, walk, organization, respect, soup, war, ornament, rest, space, wash, owner, reward, stage, waste, page, rhythm, start, water, pain, rice, statement, wave, paint, river, steam, wax, paper, road, steel, way, part, roll, step, weather, paste, room, stitch, week, payment, rub, stone, weight, piece, rule, stop, wind, person, run, story, wine, place, salt, stretch, winter, plant, sand, structure, woman, play, scale, substance, wood, pleasure, science, sugar, wool, point, see, suggestion, word. Now I've got some words that start with initial consonants SN, SM, SP, SW, DRTH, NS, final NS, final NT. Those are the only ones that end with a specific, letter. Final NS, final NT. The rest are on the initial side. Here we go. Sneer, smell, snow, smart, snit, smite, snail, smoke, snack, smack, snag, smile, sneeze, smock, snoop, smear, snooze, smog, snot, smooth, snore, smug, spot, swell, spare, swim, spit, swat, spat, swipe, span, sweet, spore, swear, spoon, sweat, spill, swan, spike, swap, spade, sweep, space, swag, space, spate, swore, drag, thud, drum, fin, droll, then, dream, thought, drain, thug, dress, thaw, drip, them, drill, theft, drop, thick, drape, thatch, drool, thigh, drab, thus, dance, aunt, chance, vent, flounce, pent, ounce, tent, pounce, went, stance, taunt, bounce, bunt, lance, rant, fence, punt, dense, runt, sense, shunt. Hello, Adam. Good morning. All right, let's do some sentences now that focus on final consonants, RL, RLZ, RLD, RT. Here we go. The tree trunk was gnarled. Animals snarl when trapped. They each twirled a baton. She wore a shirt and skirt. One girl talked to the other girls. We received many laurels. I was really in a whirl. He left a dart in her heart. The sorrel whirled around. The admiral was at the airport. A swirl of wind hurled it away. Don't twirl if you are clumsy. Laurel and Daryl were sweethearts. We believe in a world court. Traffic was snarled at the mart. He took a snort from the court. Oral excellence is an art. I hurt my finger trying to hurl it. They used the port for a fort. She had snarls in her hair. All right. Now, let's do some words that end with non and pre. Here we go. Non-profit, non-profitable, non-readable, non-recurring, non-refundable, non-responsive, non-addictive, non-aggression, non-alcoholic, non-believer, non-caloric, non-Catholic, non-compliance, non-conformist, nonsense, non-sexist, non-smoker, non-smoking, non-specific, non-custodial, non-dairy, non-entity, non-degradable, non-stop, non-essential, non-existent, non-fiction, non-identifying, non-support, non-trivial, non-union, non-user, non-verbal, non-violence, non-violent, non-voting, non-working, non-irritating, non-leading, non-partisan, non-payment, non-productive. And now the words with pre. Pre-admission, prefab, preamble, prearrange, pre-birth, preface, prefix, pre-flight, pre-hearing, precaution, preconceive, prehistoric, prehuman, preconceived, precondition, prehumane, prejudge, preliminary, premarital, pre-med, premeditate, premeditated, predate, pre-dawn, predecease, predestination, predetermine, prenatal, prediction, predispose, predisposition, pre-elect, preempt, pre-exist, pre-existing, preoccupation, pre-op, prepaid, pre-recorded, pre-trial, preview. All right.
Hello.
Hi, Adam. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Awesome. I got a couple questions for you.
Sure.
Okay. First, pre-op. How is that written out?
Like on your machine?
No, like when you're transcribing it.
Oh, it would just be PREOP.
Oh, okay. All together.
Yep, all together.
Okay,
No dashes,
cool.
one word. All of these are actually.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
And then my other question is, what do you do for the suffix "ic"? Like prehistoric? Because I use "ik" for "I can."
Right, I do
It
too.
conflicts a lot unless you find something else to do for your "ic" ending or
But
your
you
"I can."
should, if you put it in your dictionary, like prehistoric, like if you if you put that word in your dictionary, it should recognize it as
Yeah,
prehistoric.
it
You know?
will, but I mean, that won't be really a solution until I finish
Yeah.
every word that ever comes up. It would just help if I stroke something else so it wouldn't try to automatically do it as I can. Prehistoric
But
can.
if you change it though, you're going to have to also add all of those, you know what I mean? Like, I guess you could come back.
Well, I mean, if you put in
Huh.
the suffix, it'll figure out
Yeah.
what word you mean.
With what word you mean. I
Yeah.
mean, the only thing you could do is maybe flag it, words with IK, prehistoric, because
Yeah,
if your finger's on IK, it's pretty easy to flag, you know,
that's
if
true.
you don't want to go through and have to change all of them.
Yeah, for some reason my brain wanted to do YIK, but I didn't know. So I'm thinking,
Prehistoric.
yeah, we'll just
Yeah, you
flag
could do
IK.
that. Prehistoric instead of ick.
Yeah, but I think I already used that for I didn't know.
Excuse
Or no,
me.
I didn't. What is it? I didn't know is maybe that's an N. No, yeah, it's a K, and then I didn't need
I didn't why
so it's an N.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do it like that with the flag.
Yeah, that works. Absolutely. And then you don't have to go in and
Suffix.
change every single word,
Yeah,
you know?
it's the plan at least.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Or go
And then
through.
I don't never know how to put that in as like ICK or IC because it's maybe I'll just do it as a conflict and it'll resolve itself.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I always find there's a website. If you just Google words that end with IK or IC, there is a website that'll list all of the words. It's pretty awesome.
Really? Okay,
Well,
cool.
and you can ask that for anything. Words that end in RT, words that end in RN, and it'll
I
say
think that's how this
words
works.
that are 3 letters, 4 letters, 5 letters, and so on. So it's kind of nice.
I think I did it wrong. Oh, I put a space. There's not supposed to be a space. What happened?
No space.
Let's see. Yes. Okay, I think we're good.
Okay.
Prehistoric. Historic isn't good either because
Huh.
had I store,
Oh
I gotta
no.
do historic.
I say stick with the IK and just add those words as they come up,
Yeah.
you know? Because that's what
Uh-huh.
you're used to.
Historic. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to add everything.
Yeah.
Prehistoric.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and
Okay,
get
yeah,
started with
carry
some
on.
phrases. All right. Here we go. Can have been, can he be, can he believe, can he feel, can he have, can he recall, can he recollect, can he remember, can he understand, can I be, can I feel, can I have, can I recall, can I recollect, can I remember, can I want, can recall, can recollect, can remember, can understand, can want, can you believe, can you feel, can you recollect, can you remember, can you understand, can you want, he can, if I can, it can, she can, so I can, so you can, that he can, that I can, that you can, there can, they can, this can, we can, what he can, what I can, what you can, when can, when he can, when I can, when you can. One of my favorites. I love those. And you can't phrase all of those, but yeah, there's a lot that you can phrase. All right, here we go. Let's do some, let's see here. Hold on 1 second. Okay, yep, let's do some Tangle Tamers. Here we go. Decomposed bodies. Kindergarten teacher. Longtime colleague. Forest-related industries. Global relief effort. Dramatically affected. Marketing administrator. Celebrated retirement. Ethnic differences. Emergency surgery. Chemical pesticides. Voted unanimously. Literature textbook. Racial diversity. Confidentiality protected. Economically speaking. B-17 bombers. Unfenced perimeters. Magnetic forces. Authoritative spokeswoman. Brandishing firearms. Structural foundation. Conservancy created. Obtaining licensure. Automatically canceled. Twice baked potatoes. Stylishly sophisticated. All right. Now let's do some names and addresses. Here we go. Vertical librarian, Penrose Public Library, P.O. Box 1579, Colorado Springs, Colorado 80901. Kim L. Parrish, P-A-R-R-I-S-H, Route 1, Box 4B, Fork Union, Virginia 23050. Shirley N. Spiegel, S-P-I-E-G-E-L, Appleton Public Library, 225 North Oneida Street, Appleton, Wisconsin, 54910. Mr. John W. West, W-E-S-T, P.O. Box 501, Boston, Massachusetts, 02134. Wendy M. Peterson, P-E-T-E-R-S-O-N, 439 Mockingbird Way, Toledo, Ohio, 43623. Betty A. Nye, N.Y., 1135 Feather Star Lane, Houston, Texas, 77067. Trish P. Doherty, D-A-U-G-H-E-R-T-Y, Route 3, Box 198, Greensburg, Pennsylvania, 15601. Pam H. Ebb, E-B-B, Route 1, Box 190, Merkinsville, Maryland, 20659. Mr. John G. Hahn, H-A-U-N, Foxhall, room 225, Findlay College, Findlay, Nevada, 99105. All right. How are we doing on time? Good. All right, so I have one last drill. This focuses on final F and final V. Here we go. Safe, save. Strife, strive. Leaf, leave. Grief, grieve. Belief, believe. Wife, wives. Life, lives. Wave, waif. Don't grieve so. Are they alive? It is my belief. Leave me alone. Don't wave it. Save the whales. He saved enough. Do leave quietly. He acts alive. File a waiver. Leave your card. Don't make waves. I believe you. I strived hard. It's his belief. The case can't be saved. The jury didn't believe him. He lives the life of Riley. Take out your savings. Do you waive a jury? Save your pennies. It is unbelievable. The judge believed me. It was a live telecast. I thought he would waver. Ask him to waive the jury. Do you believe the alibi? The performance is live. Do you believe that story? Rake up all the leaves. It is hard to believe. Her belief is genuine. Did you file the waiver? Leave it up to the judge. A cat has 9 lives. The case can't be saved. They took a jury waiver. He lost his savings. Try a savings account. His belief was shaken. The leaves are falling. Look at the leaf. Strive for success. He showed utter disbelief. I've but one life to live. Save in a savings and loan. All right. I have a fun, cute little poem for you. I did read this in the upper speed classes too, but not in the mid speeds yet. So it's good practice. It's called Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout Would Not Take the Garbage Out. All right. I'm just stating this so I know we heard it in the mid class. Here we go. I'll start at 120, work my way to 160. Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout would not take the garbage out. She'd scour the pots and scrape the pans, candy the yams and spice the hams. And though her daddy would scream and shout, she simply would not take the garbage out. And so it piled up to the ceilings, coffee grounds, potato peelings, brown bananas, rotten peas, chunks of sour cottage cheese. It filled the can, it covered the door, it covered the floor, it cracked the windows and blocked the doors with bacon rinds and chicken bones, drippy ends of ice cream cones, prune pits, peach pits, orange peels, gloppy glumps of cold oatmeal, pizza crusts and withered greens, soggy beans and tangerines, crust of black burned buttered toast, gristly bits of beefy roasts. The garbage rolled on down the hall. It raised the roof. It broke the walls. Greasy napkins, cookie crumbs, globs of gooey bubble gum, cellophane from green bologna, rubbery, blubbery macaroni, peanut butter caked and dry, curdled milk and crusts of pie, moldy melons, dried up mustard, eggshells mixed with lemon custard, cold French fries and rancid meat, yellow lumps of cream of wheat. At last the garbage reached so high that finally it touched the sky, and all the neighbors moved away, and none of her friends would come out to play. And finally, Sarah Cynthia Stout said, okay, I'll take the garbage out. But then, of course, it was too late. The garbage reached across the state, from New York to the Golden Gate. And there, in the garbage, she did hate. Poor Sarah met an awful fate that I cannot right now relate, because the hour is much too late. But children, remember Sarah Stout, and always take the garbage out. All right. Now we'll go from that to some expert testimony. All right. For literary, we're going to do some expert testimony. Here we go. Here we go. This is the influence design from a geotechnical analysis, which is the study of the earth or an understanding of the earth that you're going to be building on top of, understanding the contours of the land, the contours of the ocean bed, understanding all the environmental constraints, the regulatory framework. You know, how are you going to permit this project? Looking at all the coastal issues, which are numerous, you need to define what sort of wave climate and coastal conditions will impact this marina. And you have to look at all of the different water levels that are going to impact it, from design lower water all the way to design high water, and what that really means. You have to look at different storm events and actually develop a hindcast. A hindcast is when you take the winds at the closest spot to where you're designed for. And typically it's an airport, because they record winds over a long period of time. So you take all of these winds and you develop a wave climate based on those winds. And then you subject your shoreline to that wave climate. That's called a wave hindcast. And you develop it so that you understand what the significant wave height is. A significant wave height is the highest 1/3 of the waves. Those are frequently used for design. You develop the whole coastal environmental condition to actually understand how it will impact your marina. Then you look at all the adjacent land issues. You know, is there residential? Are there resorts? What sort of things around the site are going to impact it? What are the cultural resources? What are the other environmental restrictions? Are there wetlands? So it's looking at all the different things that are going to impact the site. And that forms a basis of design. Once you understand all these issues, that's why I say it's evidence-based design. You can start laying out the marina, you know, start looking at the different configurations, because there's a prescribed standard set of guidelines when you start laying out a marina. You have to have certain fairway widths, certain dock widths. How much room do you need between the boats? How much room do you need between different fairways? And start laying that out. How do you get access to all the slips? Are they floating or are they fixed? You want ADA access too. And there's a set of governances that you have to follow. Well, the ADA, which is the Americans with Disabilities Act, That's getting people that aren't as mobile as you or I to your actual site. And there's the ADA Act, Americans with Disabilities Act, which is a standard for how you lay out a site. It has to do with certain slopes that you cannot exceed. If somebody is in a wheelchair, how do they get to your site? There are a lot of guidelines that you have to follow regarding railings and ramps and things like that, so that somebody that's either in a wheelchair or they're walking with a cane or they're not as mobile as you and I can get to the site. Those are all federal guidelines. There's a whole separate part of the whole ADA guidelines that has to do with recreational boating facilities, and they're a little different. They're different in terms of different sized facilities that have different requirements. So we have to make sure that we comply with all of that. We have to look at all the utilities, whether they are the storm water or the electrical. Electrical is a very big thing in marinas. They draw a lot of power. Some larger boats will draw 100 amps, the equivalent of your house. So that's a lot of power to bring down to a slip. And actually, mega yacht facilities we're designing now are drawing 400 amps, 4 times what a house draws for one boat. So the electrical is a large thing. Then you have the sanitary, even how you design the docks. Are they concrete? Are they wood, aluminum, steel? So a lot goes into that whole design. And then you have to look at the anchorage of it all and make sure that it's going to function with the whole water level change that you have, and that it's going to hold in place on the bottom. So there's a tremendous amount of work that goes into starting a marina and actually designing it the appropriate way. You typically always provide electrical and you always provide water. Now, certain marinas also will have their own sanitary pump out system, and boats have holding tanks for their sanitary wastewater. So a lot of times we'll design marinas that have individual pump outs at every slip. Sometimes we design the sanitary that has a central pump out so that boats will have to go there to pump out their system. And we have done both. I've seen both. It just depends on the owner's wishes. All right, so that was from a friend of mine who is a reporter in Hawaii, and she took that expert testimony because there was something happening with one of the marinas. Interesting. All right.
Hey, how do you write the word width?
Width? I do
Width.
like the width.
Yeah.
I do WGT.
Oh man, you froze.
Uh-oh, are you there? Are you there? You there? You're oh,
There you go.
You are.
You froze. Yeah, you froze during the during the the drill too. Just at the very end.
Huh.
I'm gonna switch I'm on the Starbucks Wi-Fi. I'm gonna switch to like my hotspot. Maybe it'll
Okay.
work better. Sorry,
Yes,
did you say you just do WITH?
No,
GT?
I
WIGT?
just do WGT and length.
No, you froze again.
Oh no.
Oh no, I missed it again.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, so width is WGT, length is LGT,
Oh.
STRGT. So
I
width,
already have them
length.
like that. I just forgot because it's been so long.
I was gonna say you learned that in theory.
Nice.
Yeah. That's okay, though. That's good that you
Hey,
asked.
I needed to remember.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
All right, let's see if I can hotspot this trash.
Yeah.
Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good. I can't see you, but I can still hear you.
When I do Lightboard, though, how are you going to know who's?
Oh, it's just for a second while I
Oh, good.
switch my
Okay.
Wi-Fi
Okay.
network.
Okay. Very good. All right. Well, let's do some jury charge. Here we
Don't
go.
get disconnected while we switch.
Okay.
I think we're good. I might be on the clear.
Yay.
Cool.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, except I can't see you.
Will it come on?
Um,
Oh, there you
there you
are.
go.
Okay.
All right, we're good.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, every engineer driving an engine on any railway is required to sound the whistle at least 80 rods from any crossing with a road or street on the same level, and to continue the sounding of such whistle at intervals until the train shall have completely crossed such road. The fact that the train was not running on scheduled time is of no consequence, and no claim of negligence in that respect is claimed by the plaintiff. The same is true as to the crossing signs at the intersection. The driver of the car, Paul Hopkins, was familiar with the crossing and knew that trains ran daily over this crossing. I think it must be conceded that the plaintiff was negligent as a matter of law. Where a train is proceeding at a reasonable rate of speed, it has the right of way over automobiles approaching and crossing such track, and the engineer on a train has the right to assume, until the contrary becomes apparent, that an automobile approaching the crossing will yield to the approaching train. With regard to speed of trains at crossings, ordinarily the question is one of fact for a jury. A high rate of speed may be perfectly proper at crossing or at crossings, but it depends usually upon the circumstances of each particular case. Where a crossing is unusually dangerous because of an obstructed view, a curve in the track, or other peculiar situation or condition, then a greater precaution is required than would be required at an ordinary crossing where the view is open and unobstructed. You jurors have seen this crossing, and therefore you will better understand the testimony given you in court with respect to the nature of this crossing, and whether or not greater precaution was required than at the ordinary open country crossing, and whether or not the speed of the train at the time of this accident was reasonable under the circumstances. All right, so we'll stop there. Start some Q&A. All right. I'll start with this deposition transcript, and then I'll move to another one. Okay. And it looks like defense is questioning. Here we go. We'll start at 120, work our way to 160. Other than an occasional pain to your foot, is there any other symptom that comes up from time to time? No. Do you associate any weather conditions such as hot or cold, dry, moist, or anything like that with any of the pain to your foot? Only when it's real cold. And what do you feel then? Like really sharp pains? On your 1 to 10, probably like around a 4. And do you do anything when that pain happens? I put on icy hot. Does that help? Yes, a little bit. Has any doctor, any other healthcare provider told you you needed any further treatment? No. No one has ever told you you needed any surgery or anything like that? No. Do you have any appointments scheduled in the future? No. If you wanted to get in touch with Iris now, how would you do it? I have no idea. Could you get in touch with her brother? I don't know. I can't say if I can. Do you know anybody that knows her? No, I don't. She lived at the Frankfurt address. She lived at the Frankfurt address the last time you talked to her? Yes. You indicated that you had at least 2 conversations with Iris after the accident. Is that correct? Correct. How soon after the accident did you have your first conversation with her? As soon as the accident happened. How soon did you talk to her? At the time of the accident? A day later? That evening? In the hospital? How much time passed from the time of the accident? A day after. Where were you? I was at my house. Where was she? She was at her house. Do you know if she got hurt in the accident? Yes, she did. How do you know that? Because I talked to her that same day, and I talked to her at my house, and she was at her house. Who called who? I called her. Do you remember the number you used? I don't know her cell phone anymore. Was anybody else in your room at the time that you made the... No. So there's nobody that could say, yeah, I was there when she called her. Yes, nobody was there. What time of day did this phone call take place? Late, like in the evening, late evening. In sum and substance, what did you say to her, and what did she say to you? I called her just to let her know that I was home so she wouldn't be worried. Did you know she was at home? I happened to call her, and her mom answered her phone, and that's when she told me she was there, but she wasn't feeling well. Was she at the hospital when you left, or do you know? No, I don't. So can you tell me what she said to you and what you said to her? It was a brief conversation. I just told her that I was home and not to be worried. I asked her if she had gotten hurt. She said, yeah, that the airbag had hit her in the face and she had some bruises or some marks, some abrasions and cuts on the side of her head, some burns on her face, bruises and stuff. That's about it. I asked her to come over, but she never did. That's the last time I ever talked to her over the phone. Did you discuss at that time how the accident happened? No, we didn't. When was the next time you talked with her? Probably like 3 days after. 3 days after the first call or after the accident? No, 3 days after the first call. Where were you when this conversation took place? I was at home. Where was she? At her house. Did you call her or did she call you? I called her. Anybody in the room with you when you placed the call? No. In sum and substance, what did you say to her and what did she say to you? I just asked her if she was going to go to the chiropractor. What did she say? She responded no. And is that the essence of your phone call? Yes, that's it. Nothing else was said. Nothing else was said. Didn't talk about how the accident happened. No, we didn't. Did you have any other conversations with her since the accident? Since that time, no. When you last saw her, was that the day of the accident? Yes. You haven't been to her house since? No. Haven't been out in public at any shows or entertainment activities where you've seen her? No. Other than your lawyers and your health care providers and Iris, have you discussed this accident with anyone else? No, I haven't. Didn't talk to your mother about it? Oh, my mom knows about it. Did you talk to her about it? Yes. What did you tell her? Pretty much what I was aware of, that I knew what had happened. Do you know how the accident happened? I just pretty much told you how it happened. What you saw was that you were in the number 2 lane and the red Jeep was behind you in the number 1 lane, and it made a turning movement into the left rear of your vehicle. Is that correct? Correct. And would it be fair to say at that point in time, Iris lost control and started spinning around? Yes. I have no further questions. I have just a few. Now, my name is Raul Thomas, and I represent 2 of the passengers that were in the red Jeep, Austin Allen and Rick Gary. I just have a few questions for you in reference to Iris Lopez. She was living at 6987 Frankfurt with her parents? Correct. Do you know what her parents' names are? No, I don't. First name or anything like that? No. Do you happen to know if they still reside there on Frankfurt in Fontana? No, I don't. Do you have any way of getting a hold of her brother? It would be really hard because I'm at work. No, I don't. Do you know anybody who knows her brother? No, I don't. Probably so, but I'm not sure. Maybe social media. I would have to look around, but I'm pretty sure no. Do you know anybody who knows her parents? No. Okay. It's really hard. E for effort. If you find out, would you contact your lawyer and give him that information? Sure. Thank you. Now I just have some questions on your injuries. As a result of this accident, did you suffer any cuts? Just on my forehead. Did you need stitches for that? Yes, I did. Whereabouts on your forehead? Right here, towards where my hairline starts, right here in the front. It was shattered glass. I remember taking little pieces out. Was it actually bleeding? Oh, yes, it was bleeding, yes. Do you have any scarring from that? Yes, right here. It goes across right here. Besides the cut on your forehead, did you suffer any other cuts? Just the burns to my neck from the seatbelt. But that actually didn't bleed. It was really red. They were burns. It wasn't bleeding, pouring out blood. It was like little bubbles of blood that were under the skin. It was like real tender, really hot. Would you call it more like a bruise? Well, it was black and blue, purple. It was red at the same time. Yeah, pretty much like a deep bruise. Did you have any fractures to any part of your body? No, just my foot. That's about it. Did your foot fracture? Yes, it did. It fractured. Yes, it did. Was it put? Yes, it was. It was put in a cast. Yes. Okay, now fracture means broken in essence. Well, they said it wasn't broken. It was a fracture. I guess there's a difference. Okay, did the doctors tell you either at the hospital or the chiropractor that you had any fractures? Yes, a fracture, yes, like a hairline fracture. What about swelling? Any swelling to any part of your body as a result of the accident? Just my foot. It was huge. That's about it. That swelled up. Yes, it swelled up really big. Okay, so we'll stop there and switch transcripts. All right. Okay, this is court. Okay. It's going to start out with defense. There we go. And we're going to pick up right at 160, okay? Yes, now prior to this incident happening, Ms. Ramirez lent you some money. Is that correct? Yes, she did. And somehow you also came into possession of a stereo, a car stereo, and speakers that belonged to her. Not a car stereo, a regular, yeah, it was like a home theater thing. And on the date that this happened, you were in possession of the stereo and the speakers that belonged to Ms. Ramirez. Yes. Were they in your home at the time? Yes, they were. That's the reason that they came in for. There's no question pending, and I'd move to strike, Your Honor. Overruled. Did you tell Officer Ross that in the first interview that you had about the incident, that the two individuals that came in were wearing black ski masks and you could only see their eyes? No, you never told him that. No, but you did tell him that they were wearing gloves. You told Officer Ross that the first subject would be the one that was wearing the gloves. Is that one that zip-tied you? I think so. No, because there were two of them at the same time doing it. Have you ever been convicted of a felony? Yes, I have. And was that in this county? Uh-huh. And that was for what? Piracy. That's the only felony you've ever been convicted of? Uh-huh. Any other theft crimes? No. You indicated in the second interview that you had with Detective Smoot. Do you remember talking to him? Yes, I do. And did you tell him that Mr. Santana and his cousin was in the house at the time? Yes. So you're sure of that? Yes, I'm sure of that 100%. If I could have just a moment, Your Honor. Sure. Mr. Gomez, when Officer Smoot interviewed you, did you tell him that you owed Jeannie money for car parts? Objection relevance. That's the reason she... Wait. Sustained. Nothing further, Your Honor. Redirect. Nothing. Mr. Mendez. Nothing, Your Honor. Okay, Ms. Brunn, may this witness be excused? Yes, Your Honor. Yes. No affirmative evidence, Your Honor. Yes. So you can be excused. That means you can go or stay, whichever you choose to do. Call your next witness. Thank you, Your Honor. People call Sergeant Jerry Shell. Is he here? Yes. Oh, Sergeant. Okay, there he is. Do you solemnly state that the evidence you shall give in this matter shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God. I do. Thank you. You may be seated. Please state your name and spell it for the record. Jerry Shell, Jerry Shell. Good afternoon, Sergeant Shell. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Your witness. Thank you, Your Honor. Sergeant Shell, what is your occupation? I'm a sergeant for the San Diego County Sheriff's Department, assigned to the Escondido Detention Center. What was your assignment in December of 2011? I was a detective for the San Diego County Sheriff's Department, assigned to the Escondido City Station. On December 1st of 2011, did you participate in an investigation involving the robbery of Juan Gomez? Yes, I did. All right, so let's do a little bit of read back. So we're going to read this one time at 60, then again, I'm sorry, 160, then 140, then 120. Okay, and this is plaintiff questioning. Here we go. Does the training technique which you have learned and the experience that you have had indicate the methods and the ways to control nervousness in people you are investigating? We try to put them at ease. Just what was it in the defendant's attitude that led you to question her further in relation to the possible criminal involvement which you describe? I don't recall anything in her attitude, sir. Her physical behavior tipped me off. I think that she was possibly or probably concealing something. She became nervous. Yes. Visibly so. Yes, sir. Isn't that when you started talking to her about scuba diving? No, I think we talked about scuba diving prior to that. I'm not sure, but I think we did. Would that be another investigative technique in the interrogation to put someone at ease? Yes, sir. That is a technique. And you are skilled at it, are you not? I try to be. Your thought changed during that first visit somehow or other? That's true. Suspicion at that time focused on Miss Pearson in your mind? It didn't change to Miss Pearson. For the time being, it shifted to her. It didn't eliminate Rodney, in my opinion, but it brought another person into the investigation. All right. So let's do that again at 140. Okay, ready? Does the training technique which you have learned and the experience that you have had indicate the methods and the ways to control nervousness in people you are investigating? We try to put them at ease. Just what was it in the defendant's attitude that led you to question her further in relation to the possible criminal involvement which you describe? I don't recall anything in her attitude, sir. Her physical behavior tipped me off. I think that she was possibly or probably concealing something. She became nervous? Yes. Visibly so? Yes, sir. Isn't that when you started talking to her about scuba diving? No, I think we talked about scuba diving prior to that. I'm not sure, but I think we did. Would that be another investigative technique in the interrogation to put someone at ease? Yes, sir. That is a technique. And you are skilled at it, are you not? I try to be. Your thought changed during that first visit somehow or other? That's true. Suspicion at that time focused on Miss Pearson in your mind? It didn't change to Miss Pearson. For the time being, it shifted to her. It didn't eliminate Rodney, in my opinion, but it brought another person into the investigation. All right, so let's do it one last time at 120. Does the training technique which you have learned and the experience that you have had indicate the methods and the ways to control nervousness in people you are investigating? We try to put them at ease. Just what was it in the defendant's attitude that led you to question her further in relation to the possible criminal involvement which you describe? I don't recall anything in her attitude, sir. Her physical behavior tipped me off. I think that she was possibly or probably concealing something. She became nervous? Yes. Visibly so? Yes, sir. Isn't that when you started talking to her about scuba diving? No, I think we talked about scuba diving prior to that. I'm not sure, but I think we did. Would that be another investigative technique in the interrogation to put someone at ease? Yes, sir. That is a technique. And you are skilled at it, are you not? I try to be. Your thought changed during that first visit somehow or other? That's true. Suspicion at that time focused on Miss Pearson in your mind? It didn't change to Miss Pearson. For the time being, it shifted to her. It didn't eliminate Rodney, in my opinion, but it brought another person into the investigation. All right. Let's read that back.
Reading it back.
You okay with each of us taking a Q and an A?
Sure.
Perfect. Just let me know when you find your spot.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I'll take the
Want me to
first
start?
one if you want.
Okay, go ahead.
Does the training technique which you have learned and the experience that you have had indicate the methods and the ways to control nervousness in people you are investigating? Answer, we try to put them at ease.
All right. Question. Just what was it in the um, defendant's attitude that led you to question her further in relation to the possible criminal involvement which you described? Answer, I don't recall anything in her attitude, sir. Her physical behavior tipped me off. I think that she was possibly or probably concealing something.
Perfect. Question, she became nervous? Answer, yes.
Question. Visibly so. Answer, yes, sir.
Awesome. Question, isn't that when you started talking to her about scuba diving? Answer, no. I think we talked about scuba diving prior to that. I'm not sure, but I think we did.
Question, would that be another investigative technique in the interrogation? Answer, to put someone at ease?
Answer, or I'm sorry, question, yes, sir. Answer, that is a technique.
Question, and you are skilled at it, are you not? Answer, I try to be.
Question, your thought changed during that first visit somehow or other? Answer, that's true.
Okay. Question, suspicion at that time focused on Mrs. Pearson in your mind? Question mark. Oh, answer, it didn't change to Miss Pearson. For the time being, it shifted to her. It didn't eliminate Rodney, in my opinion, but it brought another person into the investigation.
Awesome job. Great job. Great job. Can you make it to the high speeds class tonight? Or do you work?
Tonight, I have a church on Wednesday.
That's right.
nights.
That's right. It's
Yeah.
Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully, I should be able to make it on Friday morning.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Ooh,
Sounds
you got the
good.
best angle of all my chins.
What was that?
I said you got the best angle of all my chins.
Oh, hey. Yeah, right. Yeah. No, you don't have double anything.
I'm just gonna keep it up. Oh yeah?
Nah. Well, yeah, I think if we all do that. All right, Adam, well, you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining live.
You too. Yeah, no problem. Glad I could make it.
I'm glad you're here. It's nice to have you in the live class.
Right? It's not much of a live class without people in it. Huh?
That's right. That's right. It makes it nice when someone's here.
Nice. All right. I'll see you later, Jill.
You have a great day.
You too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.